What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another video. In today's video, we are back with some Detroit Lions news. We're back with another episode of Lions Latest, where we go through the latest Detroit Lions news. And today, we have a special announcement for the Detroit Lions for the 2022 NFL season. So let's get it started.
The city's been down, and it found a way to get up. And when you knock us down, we're going to get up. And on the way up, we're going to bite a kneecap off, all right? And we're going to stand up, and then it's going to take 2 more shots to knock us down. We're going to take another hunk out of you. Before long, we're going to be the last one standing.
Welcome, everybody, to another video. Glad you guys are here. We are back for another episode of Lions Latest. So this is, not your normal Lions Latest video where we're talking about a free agent signing or some sort of draft video or some sort of rumor that's thrown out there. No, this one is a little bit different. Today, we have a special announcement for the Detroit Lions for the 2022 NFL season. And I'm so excited to bring this news to you guys because I was not expecting this to be a thing, but here we are. And I'm super pumped for this because this is going to take the this offseason, to another level. I got to believe it's going to take it to another level, the entertainment factor to another level, and I'm here for that. So as you guys saw by the title, you read from the thumbnail, I don't know if that makes sense. The Detroit Lions, I think I said that backwards. The Detroit Lions are going to be featured on the 2022 NFL Hard Knocks on HBO. I don't know why I said it in that order. It sounded kind of strange, but you know what I'm talking about. The Lions are going to be on Hard Knocks for the 2022 NFL season. Now, if you're like, hold up, what the heck is Hard Knocks? What are you talking about? Basically, Hard Knocks is a reality sports documentary. That's how it's described. Hard Knocks basically follows an NFL team through an offseason, through the preseason. It follows that team, puts together episodes, which is going to be on HBO or HBO Max is where you can stream it. Through the NFL preseason, they're going to follow that team so you get a behind-the-scenes look. And it really does take it to another level. It's pretty darn sweet. I mean, I haven't invested much in some of the past Hard Knocks episodes because I don't care about the other teams. But for the Detroit Lions, this is going to be really cool because it does give you a really nice in-depth look behind the scenes. And they've been doing this for a while, I believe going back to 2001, 2011. They did not have a Hard Knocks series. So there's usually about five episodes in a season. The episodes are very long. They're like 55 minutes long. And they've caught some really cool things with these episodes. Now, they usually have somebody narrating it. I know at one point Paul Rudd was a narrator, I believe, for the Kansas City Chiefs because that was his team. So there's a narrator. They showed training camp, learn maybe a little bit more about the players, kind of behind the scenes, kind of how they act. It's just really darn cool, I think, as a fan of that team, especially for the Lions, who usually don't get a lot of the national spotlight. This will shake that up. I believe they were only one of 3 teams that could have been forced into this year's Hard Knocks. And basically, there's a couple requirements to be on Hard Knocks. Your team has to not have a first-year coach, which the Lions don't because Dan Campbell's now going into year 2. They can't have made the playoffs in the last 2 seasons, which the Lions have not, unfortunately. And they also could not have been on Hard Knocks in the past 10 seasons. If that's the case, you can be forced to kind of being on Hard Knocks. Now, teams can volunteer to do it, but you can kind of be forced to being on Hard Knocks. And for this season, it's going to be the Detroit Lions, which I think is pretty darn awesome. Now, I know what the immediate thought there is as a fan. You're like, hold up, wait a minute. Does that mean, are we going to be trash? Is that what that means? Because I feel like every team on Hard Knocks is going to be bad. Well, yeah, they probably haven't had 2 great seasons because they haven't made the playoffs for the last couple of years. We've seen teams on Hard Knocks make the playoffs. We've seen actually 7 teams who've been on Hard Knocks make the playoffs, including last season's Dallas Cowboys. Dallas Cowboys were like the normal Hard Knocks. They did the 5 episodes. I believe it was 5 episodes. They followed them, through the offseason into the preseason. You get to see some preseason. It's cool too. You get to get some sideline work because it's all made by NFL Films. So any NFL Films you watch, when they do the documentaries, it's basically that same crew. So you get those kind of scenes. You get to hear guys mic'd up, especially for preseason. It's pretty cool because it'll highlight undrafted free agents. They'll highlight high draft picks. They'll sometimes, and they've gotten live reactions to this, they've highlighted guys getting cut or making the 53-man roster or guys that have been put on a practice squad. There was one when Danny Amendola was back with Dallas, I think in 2008, and he ended up making the practice squad. They showed behind the scenes. I believe he was talking like Jerry Jones. May sound goofy, but it's actually pretty darn cool. And as a Lions fan, I think you should be excited for this because it's just more content for the offseason. It's just another thing to follow. Plus, we kind of get to see into the background for the Detroit Lions. And I think nationally, it's definitely definitely going to give the Lions attention. So if you wanted the Lions to have national attention, it's going to get that because now they are on HBO's Hard Knocks. But yes, we've seen teams make the playoffs. Last year was different because last year Dallas was that team that they followed throughout, the offseason. Well, not really the offseason, but kind of like OTAs up and through the preseason, and they did their episodes. But during the season, actually did a mid-season Hard Knocks series following the Indianapolis Colts. Now, obviously, that didn't go well because, they lost to Jacksonville, which kept them out of the playoffs. But they followed them from the mid-season on. They actually did 8 episodes of them, like halfway point of the season, and they followed through the rest of the season. Now, that was a little bit different because they were actually like following games, and we saw some behind the scenes of like coaches going through film reviews and things like that with their players. So that's pretty awesome as well. That was the first time that they did that was last year. Now, there's actually a couple of current Lions that have been on Hard Knocks. There's probably more that I'm forgetting here, but the main guys that stick out, Goff has been on Hard Knocks, go back to 2020. The LA Rams were on there as well as the LA Chargers, and that season they actually made the playoffs. They went 10-6 that year. 2020 was kind of a crazy year for Jared Goff. As we know, that was his final season with the LA Rams, but also in that year, they didn't follow him throughout the season. Again, they just kind of followed them up to the season. So he was in it. Michael Brockers, he actually had a funny clip in there. I guess someone went to the bathroom in the porta potty, and Sean McVay's like, who in the world went number 2 in the porta potty? Why would you, have some respect? It smells terrible in there. And to get those like live reactions, sure, as fans, like we'll know because like they'll already be out there like, hey, this guy got cut, and we'll be like, all right, we'll know the news. But then you kind of can come back and see the reaction of it. That's pretty sweet. So to just kind of add to something that we'll get to react to throughout the offseason, I think it's a really cool opportunity for Lions. Again, teams have been successful on this show. It doesn't necessarily mean that Lions are going to go do something crazy in the draft, but they do have a high draft pick, so whoever they take is going to be featured, you got to believe as well. But that doesn't necessarily mean it's like, oh, Lions are going to do something nuts. You've seen varieties of teams on Hard Knocks with tons of different situations. Every team's in a different situation, but I think definitely with this coaching staff, it's going to be really interesting, and it's going to be super fun to watch. So I'm actually super excited to hear this because it's just more content. I just did not expect the Lions to be on a show like this, but to now hear that they're going to be, that's sweet. That's so cool. And I think last year it started like August 10th. We're kind of getting into like the season mode a little bit there, but it's kind of like, when you're talking preseason and all that stuff, who's going to make the roster. It's just a really cool behind the scenes. Like I said, they're like an hour-long episodes, kind of like towards the end of training camp, so you kind of get to see the behind the scenes of training camp as well. And I'm sure we'll do like maybe a live reaction to one. Maybe we'll just do like a post reaction one. We'll do something. I'm sure it'll be copyright, so we'll have to figure out how we do it, but we'll do something for this because this is a really cool opportunity as a Lions fan, and I think we should all just kind of embrace this. I know it's like, well, they get to, but at the same time, we've seen teams be successful with it. So once I found that out and I saw like the amount of teams that made the playoffs with it, I'm like, okay, I'm perfectly fine with this. Like, you could still be successful and be on Hard Knocks. Sure, it's like Tuesday nights that they put the episodes out there, so it probably won't be like breaking news to us, like, whoa, what the heck just happened, but it'll be more of just getting to see the behind the scenes. So that's just it for this video. I just wanted to share that information with you guys. Hopefully you're excited like I am, because it's just another thing to follow. Once we get through the summer, August, kind of late in the summer, we have to look forward to Hard Knocks, which is just really darn cool. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Just another little thing to be excited about for 2022. Thank you for watching, and I'm out.